The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
A wonderful way to start your day. More interviews, more fun. This is Sandy Kastel.
Welcome to the Sandy Kastel Show. I'm here today with Rita Lim. Hi, Rita.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
Da 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 da. Well, I'll tell you, you are quite the show woman here in town. You've been doing a lot of shows, but I know that this is kind of a new passion for you, even though you'd been doing it a little bit for fun before. Now you are really driven and you are out there doing things all over town.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks to people like you who support me and a lot of friends. Yeah. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about how you got into making the commitment to say, okay, Las Vegas, I'm going to be performing here.
Well, I think 7 years ago I released an album, and then a lot of friends in town took notice, and they spread the words, and I've been gigging all over town. So finally, luckily people have been very kind to me. So I've been performing a lot in the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I saw you when you first started.
Yes, you did.
Because I remember going over. Let's see, where was the first place I saw you? Was it Italian American Club, or
That's
was?
right.
Yes, I think it was.
At the show.
It was the show you were doing that somebody else was doing, and then
Right,
you came
right.
up and sat in or sang a song with them. Yeah, was it
Right.
Chadwick?
I forgot.
No, was it Jonathan? Jonathan Carrand? Was it
Probably
Chadwick?
either Jonathan
was it
Carrand or a lot of my friends. Our friends. Yeah,
Our friends,
that's
yeah,
right.
in the industry.
But you've been supportive of all of my close friends. You have interviewed all of my jazz friends, like Uli Geisendorfer,
Oh, yeah.
Pascal Elia, a lot of friends that you. Yeah.
Yeah, I ran into him the other night at a party over at our friend's Susan McKinney,
Oh,
who
that's
comes
right.
out to see a lot
I
of
miss
shows.
it. We were at the
and
party
Charlie.
together last year.
Yeah, yeah.
I miss it this year.
Yeah, and Uli was there, with all his wild hair, and of course he sat in and sang a little or played a little something there,
Right.
because we all sit in and do something. So, but what is your background? It's not in music.
I've actually been singing since I was very young. I did a lot of lounge
okay.
since I was very, very young, but then I quit for a long time, and then I just came back about I think I released my album about 5 years ago when I had my album out, but it's been the past 3 years of continuing performing a lot, so I've been very fortunate in that department in the past 3 years that people have been very kind. But yeah, I've been performing for quite some times now, and making friends with a lot of people in town.
So how do you feel about the I guess the neighborhood, the culture, the community of the music that's going on now in Las Vegas? Because it has changed over the years, and
It has.
you've only been here for 3 years, or really focused in
Performing,
on it
yes,
for 3
right.
years. But do you notice any shifts in it since you've been in it, or?
Well, I think most of live music now, especially my kind of music and our kind of music, are shifting more towards the outside of the strip area. Like we're singing a lot in lounges and wonderful venues like Italian American Club or Osaka, where I am, that's supporting live music. But I hope a lot of more places will support live music again. But I'm doing 2 casinos right now. I'm at the Delano on Saturday and Friday at the El Cortez.
Oh, you just did the Delano a couple of weeks ago?
And I'm going to be there this Saturday again.
Yeah.
So
How
we'll
was
see.
that?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's just such a wonderful little lobby lounge, which is great. It's a great sound. I have incredible musicians working for me, so that helps us. You and I are fortunate that we work with great musicians.
There's a lot of great musicians here in
Yeah.
town, and so who are you working with right now?
I work a lot with Blaise Sasson, who is a musical director for the Family Stone, and Dave Siegel, who is on piano. He's on tour with Arturo Sandoval, and of course our friend Joey Melody,
Yes.
who's with Barry Manilow. And we have John Plaus, Michael Trey Montana, and a few great drummers. And I recently reconnect with my friend Johnny Friday, who's with Arturo Sandoval, drummer as well.
Right.
Yeah, he's in town. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Some great
Yes.
names. Yeah,
Great.
especially locally and
I know
that
we
are
have
out
a lot
there.
of world-class
Yeah.
musicians in town, so that helps a lot.
Yeah,
So.
and but where were you born? Were you born?
I was born in LA.
in L.A.
Yeah, but my Asian descendants like Chinese, and we're Chinese and Thai. We're I lived in Asia when I was young, and I moved back here when I was close to 15, 16, 17, something like that. So just
Yeah.
been in town for quite some time. So I moved to Vegas for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, so tell us a little bit about your album that you did
Yes.
that kind of got everybody's attention.
Right. Well, it's I call it a wonderful, relaxing, lullaby-ish kind of album. I had our great friends who helped me collaborate was Joey Singer, who's a wonderful pianist and musical director for Debbie Reynolds for many years. And he helped me along with Joe Baglianelli, who's my friend who's in jazz. So it was an album that I did a lot of jazz covers and some original, but most of it, it's like reading a book. It's called The Rita Lim Secrets of Life. It's starting with James Taylor, Secret of Life, which I
Yes.
turned into a little bossa. And the whole album is very about life in general. It's open with Secrets of Life and end with We're Always Saying Goodbye. So it's like an open end about life. You know, it cover every topic from happy love life to breakup and divorces and things like that. So I'm very proud of the album.
A lot of subject matters that
I
we
know.
use in writing songs, right?
That's right.
It was one thing or another to do with a relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of yours too.
Yeah.
I
Well, thank
love
you.
your original songs. That
Well, thank you.
it was out there, and we spoke behind the scenes how I admired you, and a lot of singers look up to you because you're really a Las Vegas treasure for many years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. But not that I, don't mind hearing about that, but this is about you. Okay. So you are going to be performing. We're going to be performing together next week.
We have a show
in
coming up with our friend Michael Monge.
Yeah.
Right? It's a holiday show. I'm excited.
I know. We've
Lots
got
of fun
some
together.
Christmas songs
Yeah.
and also some other standards that we're going to be doing.
Right.
And also we're going to be singing with Jessica Plummer.
Oh, I never met her yet, but I'm looking forward to
She's 17 years old. And she's got this big voice. It's like, okay. So it should be a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
Yeah, but okay. So working at the Italian American Club, you've met a lot of people.
That's
because they seat about 200 or 300 people in that room.
Yeah,
I
they
think.
really supported live
Yeah.
music, supported all of us. So I think we're all have that gratitude for them because
Yeah.
I think all of the artists in town has performed there, and I have
At least sat in or something.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. I'm there every Thursday, by the way.
You are, yes.
Yes, every Thursday night. So.
In the lounge, right?
In the lounge, yeah.
Okay.
They've been very kind, and I have a few showroom dates with you, and a lot of things. I just love that place. It's something very special. I don't know, you probably feel the same way. Anytime I perform there, I feel like there's some beautiful history to it, to the venues, especially where Sinatra and everybody had, hang out there. So it's just a very special place.
Well, I was here when I moved back to, of course I grew up here, but then when I moved back to town from LA, I remember going and singing with my dad over there with a big band. But it was before they renovated. It was before they owned it, actually, before the new group owned it.
Got it.
And so it was, pretty bare, when we were there. And now it's they've created this beautiful showroom, which is nice, and they have the lounge on the
Yes,
other
that's
side,
right.
and then they have dining, which is
Great food as well.
We both said that at the same time. Great food, let me
Most
tell you.
important.
I love veal franchise, and you can't get that everywhere. But it's made with a nice butter. What is it? Egg batter.
Yum.
And it's very light. And I remember years ago when I went to an Italian restaurant in New York, and I had it there for the first time, and I said, "Well, I've never seen this on a menu in an Italian restaurant." And they said, "Well, if you're at a good restaurant, and you just ask them, and they'll make it for you. Then that's
see.
when you know, yeah, they're a good restaurant."
I love Italian
but they
food.
make it over there at the Italian American Club. Yeah, for me. So, how about so the musicians that you did on your album? Did you bring that with you tonight or today?
My album, you
Yeah.
mean? No, I didn't.
Okay, that's
you
okay.
You can check out my website, which is ritalim.com. Has
Yeah.
all my album and everything available there. I was like in a hurry to come in.
Well, I think John has a clip. John, you have a clip over there? Okay,
Hey.
we're going to take a little break, and we're going to see Rita performing in this special clip that we have of her, and then we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors. Hi, I'm Sandy Kastel, the founder of WIMA. What is WIMA? WIMA is Women in Music and Arts, empowering artists of all ages through education, mentoring, and scholarships. You can find out more about us at wimafoundation.org.
Loneliness
It's such a sad affair, and I can hardly wait to be with you again. Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again. Baby, 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 ah, baby, I love you. I love you in a place where there's no space or time. I love you, for in my life you are a friend of mine. And when my life is over, remember when we were together. We were alone now, and I'm singing this song for you. I do. Miss Karen Carpenter, thank you.
Hi, and welcome back to the Sandy Kastel Show. I'm here with Rita Lim, and you just got to see a little clip of her, and you were with, you were over
It was a show at the Suncoast.
at the Suncoast, and you were headlining, you said?
Yes, with Bill Fain and Naomi Morrow and Michelle Johnson, my friends, and Ashley Fuller.
Oh, wow.
Great singers in town.
Some other great singers,
Yes,
yeah.
all good friends. You know, one thing I love about Vegas, you know, like yourself included, I think we're like one big family. Everyone love one another, so it's like one big music family.
Yeah, there's no backstabbing in Las Vegas at all, whatsoever. We're all friendly, we all love each other, and we all work together.
It is a very special city. I think all of us in
Yeah.
the community really genuinely care about one another. You know?
Well, you know, my dad's been a musician for a lot of years, and since he was 16, and he's
Wow.
88 now. So
My goodness.
when he was performing at the Frontier Hotel, he performed at the International before it was the Hilton,
Hilton, right,
and then
yeah.
before it was LVH, and then
Westgate
before it
now.
was Westgate. Anyway, so it has a long history over there. But he performed for all the legends in that era, you know,
Wow.
growing up. And I asked him just recently, we were talking about music and playing, and he's 88 now, and he says, well, all I have is my music, you know.
Wow.
And he said, I get along with everybody. He said, I never had a problem getting along with anybody. He goes, because when you're working in the industry, it doesn't matter what anybody's personalities are off the show or outside of that. But when you're performing, everything's about, you know, getting along and
right.
working together.
And collaboration.
And so collaboration, and so he worked, you know, had a long, successful career, probably because of that, you know, and it is important for us to remember those things.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
They paved the way for us and your parents' generation. That's so beautiful.
So what was it like when you worked with Bill Fain and all these other singers?
Oh, they're wonderful. Yeah, I owe a lot to, you know, I've been very lucky that in Vegas a lot of wonderful people support me beside yourself. Is, you know, like Bill Fain, who helped me and put me in a lot of shows through the years, along with, of course, Dennis Bono and Lorraine Bono have been very kind to me, and a lot of wonderful people, a lot of our friends. And but working with Bill is amazing. He always know what to bring out from all singers. You know, what is their strength. And Clint Holm as well. You know, he's been very kind, and Kelly Clinton's been very kind to me. So there's a lot of good people in town. I think I learned a lot from some people, like friends who paved the way for me. And
That's
my
good.
younger friends. So we're very fortunate that people that we look up to are very kind and really support us and really give us advice. And I actually have a lot of advice from wonderful singers in town that help me out.
So you've had some mentoring then
Yes,
from them,
yes.
yeah. And when you were younger, did you have mentoring too? When you were
you know, I
learning
was
to
I was
sing?
self-taught growing
Yeah.
up. So, but I think in the recent years, I learned so much in the recent years. I have a lot of, I call my big sister in song, big sisters in songs. I have many, yourself included, of course, and my other big sister Renee Hale. This is
Oh,
her
yeah,
friend
Renee,
too.
yeah.
a lot of great friends in town. So
Gosh, this list is getting longer and longer and longer.
singers. a lot of great singers in town. That
Well, you know, I don't often hear somebody really talking about all the other singers that they have been mentored by or that have had the opportunity to work with. But it's great that you do talk about that. Did you when you were singing, did you ever think that I want to just do this one style, or were you more like I just want to sing different songs because I like those songs?
I think with my own artistry and myself as a musician, I think I tend to like to bring songs that I love and interpret my way. I like to kind of do it my way and either arrange it and fit my personality accordingly. So I tend to do that by choosing songs from era, from the 80s, from it could be some jazz from the 40s and 50s as well. But lately I have been kind of get into the late 70s, early 80s a lot. I feel like we neglected that era of songs, like great songs from Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald's and those. I try to bring it, or even as young as Janet Jackson generation, I try to make it and turn it into a little smooth jazz and make it a little bit more of a loungy, comfortable style. I just like to do it my way.
You know, there's an old saying: if a great song is a great song, no matter how you sing it.
That's right.
I mean, a lot of songs can cross over in genres.
That's right.
And we've seen, I think Paul Anka did a whole thing where he took rock songs or something.
To a big band, right?
Yeah, to a big band. And then somebody else took the big band songs and did them to rock. And was that Paul Anka?
I think so. It's Paul Anka.
Did I say that backwards? Yeah.
There's someone else too. I forgot, but there's a few people that did that, right?
And then of course we've heard, you know, some of the other artists, you know, that have taken songs, maybe Tony Bennett or Frank Sinatra, that had taken songs and then they did them, you know, more like their style, which makes them their own. And we have another local that does that, Wendy Carrianis.
That's my bestie too.
She's
amazing, right? That's
she's amazing. You know, so she's a
Wendy,
good inspiration.
That's right.
For all of us.
Wendy is one of my dear friend, and I'm actually a huge fan of her. So we both love Wendy, and Wendy's a great example of. I love her authenticity. She always, when you hear it, you know that's Wendy sound.
Yeah, she takes a song and totally any song.
Yes.
And what she'll do is she'll start it and then just say, okay, start it there and then give me a break and then do this and do that and then let's just go. And they don't even rehearse it. No. And then she just sings it and then she tries different things. So that's wonderful. I know love that
Huge
about her.
Fan of Wendy.
Yeah. So do we have another clip of you over there? Yes? Okay, we have another clip of Rita. So we're going to take a quick pause and we're going to listen some more to the lovely Rita Lim. Thank you.
Nothing's impossible, I have found. For when my chin is on the ground, I take a deep breath, pick myself up, start all over again. I was kissed by a sea of mist, tenderly. I can't forget how two hearts met breathlessly. I see it in her eyes. Maybe it was better left unsaid. This is pure and simple. You must realize that it's coming from my heart, not my head. Our day will come if we just wait a while. No tears for us. Think of love and wear a smile. Our dreams are magic because we're always stay in love this way. Our day will come when I give my heart. it will be completely. Or I never care if you want to be happy in a million ways. For the holidays you can be home, sweet home. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid. Don't let that stand in your way. Anyone knows that love is the only road. And since we're only here for a while.
Welcome back to the Sandy Kastel Show. I'm here with Rita Lim, and that was wonderful seeing you there again.
you.
It's nice to see all the different clips of you, and obviously, you know, you've been performing so much over the last few years that a lot of times I would be out. I didn't do a lot this past few years. I didn't get out as much as I
you're
probably
busy
could have.
lady.
Well, just doing different things, but it was great when I would go out and I would see you, and I'd happen to be there at the right time and get to see you, because every time I saw you, you were doing something totally different. Like you would do a totally different style, or you'd do a whole different look. And I was just kind of mentioning about your look right now. I know. And I said, you kind of remind me of Elvira when she was very young. And when I would watch those late night shows that that were on, which, and she had this kind of, you know, what we call now is goth, you know, look. But back then it was the vampire, you know, she was the female version, and she had all this stuff around her, you know, and these horror movies, and then she would talk in between, and she created this whole character, and but she was always very elegant, you know, and you're very elegant.
Thank you.
And no matter what you're doing, you're always that way, and I just
you.
want to say thank you. It's nice to
very kind.
go see you. So what are your new shows or new recordings?
Well,
Do you have
I-
anything coming up?
I'm
Besides
working
the thing that
on-
we're doing together.
Yes. I am working on next year. I'm trying to get into a new shows that a lot of people love, music of the Carpenters. So I'm planning to doing a reflection of the Carpenter shows, which is going to come up soon, and working on my second album. So I hope it will come out sometime in 2018, and looking forward to perform more in town, because I'm like, please, you know, being a singer, I think it's best to keep performing, and making music is in our blood. So.
So is the album going to be the reflection of the Carpenters? Or
I
you gonna-
know
or-
the reflection of the Carpenters should be it's going to be a show.
Okay.
That I really hopefully it can take off and take it on the road too as well.
Okay.
But for
great
my
material.
album, yes, and for my album, because my first album is so laid back, very mellow. I'm looking forward to. Because I sing different style of music, and I feel like this album I wanted to put a lot more of an up-tempo, the other side of me in, so hopefully it'll be done soon.
Oh, great title. The Other Side of
The
Me.
other side of me. Well, thank you.
There you go.
I just got
you
the
said it.
title.
I just recognized
Right.
it. You know,
Yes.
sometimes you hear a phrase, as songwriters, we do that. Will be, you know, and when I was doing songwriting
Right.
things out in Nashville, they would say, yeah, always carry a little pad. Of course, we carry our phones now, you know,
yes.
but and take these little snippets and then store them somewhere.
And you showed me when I was at your house. I was inspired how you write your music, and a lot of you find all the inspiration everywhere. I just love hanging out with you. It was fun. We had great dinner and talked about it.
So what about you? What about writing?
You know, one thing is really lacking is I am not creative when it comes to songwriting, but I'm very creative when it brings songs that have already been written and basically interpret and share it in my way to other people and interpret my style. And I wish I can write music. I wish I know how to write good lyrics.
Well, you know, it's it's a process, and
It
everybody
takes certain
listening
talent,
out there.
and you do have that.
If you have ideas, though, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times just keeping ideas or writing down little snippets, just like what we just discussed. What was that? It was the other side of me. There we go. Don't write that down, John, so we don't forget it while we're talking. But you write down these thoughts, or you put them in your computer, and even if they're little snippets, little notes and stuff like that, then you can go, if you're working with so many different talented musicians like you are, there are songwriters here right in Las Vegas that are accomplished songwriters that you could get together and say, I mean, it's all about networking and stuff, but I think you've probably already met some of them
Right. Well,
yourself.
thank you for that. I think Joey Milano mentioned once that he wanted to write
And
a
Joey
song for me.
writes.
He's such a great.
I know.
Yeah, I think one day I need to sit with him, and we
Yeah.
both are his fan as well.
Yeah, we started writing a song. We haven't
Oh, you
finished
did?
it yet.
Yeah. Well, he's just a busy
Well, we did.
man.
We started writing one. Well, we did. We started writing one, and we had the title and everything, and then he sent me this lyric, and I said, well, you wrote the whole thing. I said, well, here, let me change a few words. Now, I said, here's my contribution. But sometimes it is just a matter of contributing the idea, or some of the lyrics, or the chorus, or the refrain. We don't use refrain anymore, but the verse.
That's a beautiful word, by the way.
It is. That's what they used to,
Refrain, right.
use on the old songs. It would be, you'd have the refrain, then the chorus, and the chorus was actually the meat and potatoes of the song. But they'd have these little refrains, and every once in a while we hear an artist do those.
Right.
But a lot of times you didn't. You would just hear just the
Right.
the rest of the song.
like verse of the standards, like the American songbook.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm here.
Yay.
So we can, dabble, might come up with some
Thank you
ideas
for
together.
that. That's right.
You
Yeah.
never know. And you don't really know until you sit down and start doing it.
Right.
But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. And then you have something that's got your own interest and your own flavor in that song, So I'm going to encourage you to do that.
Thank you.
I'm mentoring
Yes.
you.
I appreciate that. Cannot wait till we get together. It's always fun to get together with Sandy.
So what about you mentoring others? Have you done that with
I
other
think
artists?
I have for some young singers in town, and I like to. Well, lately I've been so busy that performing with my friends. But when I had the opportunity to work at Osaka for, this is my 3rd years now, I think. So
Wow.
it's a great feeling too,
Yeah.
because I use a lot of Las Vegas high school musicians to give them the opportunity to have a real gigs.
Yeah.
So I met a lot of young ones, which I'm proud that I got the opportunity to.
That's great.
Mentoring them a little bit. Yeah.
Good. Well, we should do a whole WIMA event about
Yeah.
mentoring these young musicians.
I think it's very important. I think right now, as you're aware, I think especially for the kind of music that we do, I always appreciate any young people below 18, 19, or even 20 or 16, 17 who take interest in great music that we love from the past, and instead of them listen to something that is not positive, and they listen anyone who loves great music, I always try to find a way to support them and encourage them to continue on and carry American history, which is our great music, to the next generation, so it doesn't die in my generation.
Well, we do. There are a lot of artists that have carried on,
Right.
some, and I remember there's a lot of them that
Like Lady
maybe
Gaga
they'll maybe
recently.
pull us on. Lady Gaga. See, and what the great thing is that you've got somebody that establishes themselves. Oh, wait. Who's the other guy? I just heard an album that he did. Can't remember.
A young one?
No, he's an older one. Oh my gosh, it'll come back to me. But they're taking, they're still taking some of the older songs, and then they totally reinvent them. Like they'll do them the standard way, and then all of a sudden they'll incorporate I can't think of his name now. We just did it in dance class yesterday, and you
Michael
can tell
Bublé
I've
you're
seen
talking
since
about?
that. No. He's Usher. Is it Usher?
Usher's great too.
Yes, I think it was
Yes,
Usher.
he's
and
so versatile.
Yeah,
I'm
and
a
he
fan as
did
well.
a standard. Luck Be a Lady.
I saw him on this one show that he did, Singing in the Rain, a
Yeah.
tribute to Gene Kelly, and he danced and he sang. It's a great artist, yeah. It's so nice to see that, right?
Yeah. So, and sometimes they may not do it for a long time into their career because they're doing all their other stuff that's their style, but then later on they might incorporate it or bring in pieces and parts. I'm doing some stuff coming up on a new show too, and I'm looking at new artists. You know, some of the newer material that we're going to be reinterpreting also. So it goes.
That's
we can
exciting.
take it backwards the other
Right.
way. You know. So.
I look forward to hear it. Yeah.
So, as far as mentoring and working with the young musicians, what I noticed is we did a lot with the UNLV kids,
Right.
you know, but also there's a lot of younger high school kids.
So many great
at that
talents
school,
in high school.
you know, the school that has all the kids for
Yes,
music.
Las Vegas Academy.
Academy,
Right.
the Academy. That band is very good, and I know Laura Taylor did an event with them
I love
with
Laura
the
Taylor.
big band.
Yes.
And she said she was just amazed
Yes.
because here are all these kids, and they just played very well
They're amazing.
with
Yes.
the big band.
I happened to meet a young friend who from that high school is Jessica Vanek. I don't know if you know her. She's a young, wonderful artist who's now studying in University of Oklahoma. But she's a great young artist. A lot of great artists in town.
You know, you're getting me inspired again to do
Yeah.
to do another show already. You know,
Yes.
another event. You know, where we could. But that's what it's all about.
Right.
Especially music is creativity, and it's bringing new ideas to the table. We've seen. I like seeing people get together that are also from different genres, and then like world music. You know, they'll come
Right.
together. They do totally different things, and then they come together and they create a song that speaks to the world.
Yeah, because music is universal language, so I think it's brought us all together, and it's very important.
Yeah. We don't worry so much about the conflicts
True.
of that across the borders. You know,
That's right.
into other countries. We think in the terms of how we can create something that's
Arts together. Right.
art, positive and creative.
I
And
feel very
helpful.
fortunate, especially in Vegas. I feel like, as we mentioned, that how each and every one of us really, truly, genuinely appreciate others' gift, and I think it's very rare to see this, especially, you know, I think in Vegas we're all really, really one big family, and especially when we collaborate. That's why I love doing Bill Fane's show so much, because he got all the singers together, and you know, from different backgrounds, some from Broadway, some from different singers that
Yeah.
we happen to put on a show together. So we have a lot of that in Vegas, so
Yeah.
we're lucky.
So I'm saying so a lot. I want you to all note that, okay? So next time you catch me saying so,
I'm
you can
excited to do
remind
the
me.
show with you and I. Right.
I'm excited to do it too. We get the opportunity to work together with Michael Monge.
Michael Monge,
And
right.
Michael doesn't always work with other people. You know, this is a new thing for him, I think, and it'll be a little exciting to
We're very
see.
honored
And
to be shows.
and I think he's a little nervous about it. All these women around him,
We'll
you
make
know,
it
up on
happen.
stage, and we're going to go, come on, Michael, do this, do that.
It's going to be a fun show.
I know. So your next show, though, is tonight.
Tonight, that's right. I am gonna tonight, which is Wednesday. I'm gonna be invited back to the Lucky Dragon, which is I think the newest hotel in Vegas. In the past this year they just celebrate 1 year anniversary. So I'm very thrilled to be back there. It's my second time there. So it's gonna be at the Per Ocean Restaurant, which is a fine, authentic Chinese cuisine.
Oh, wow. Oh,
So-
I want to go. I love Chinese food.
Yes, it's going to be amazing, and you know, a lot of it's one of the very few casinos that has that traditional, authentic Chinese. This is like a real Chinese restaurant. Like,
You mean like when you go
equivalent
to Hong Kong?
That's right.
I went to Hong
Like,
Kong.
you don't go to Hong
Yeah.
Kong, right? So I'm very thrilled that I'm going to be eating tonight some dim sum and singing.
Well, you know, it's funny when I went to Hong Kong and Macau, and I went to Beijing and Shanghai and Singapore. I went that whole, you know, I got a little bit of
Yeah,
taste.
I live in Singapore
I didn't
for a
get to
while, too.
Taiwan. I didn't get to
Right.
Thailand. I didn't get to some of the other places. But what I noticed is exactly what you're saying. It was different. It wasn't what we were used to here
right.
in the States, you know, everything being fried. Over there, nothing's fried.
That's correct.
It was all fresh, and they would go out to the pond or to the big glass fish tank, and they'd bring a fish in, and the fish would be in this big plastic bag and going wiggling around.
Speaking of that, at the Lucky Dragon that I'm
Yes.
performing tonight at the Pearl Ocean Restaurant, they have that fish tank you're talking
They
about,
do?
so you know it's authentic. And as a matter of fact, I think my stage, I haven't seen the setup yet, but I heard that my stage where I'm performing is going to be in front of that fish tank.
Oh, they're going to be swimming behind you? That'll be interesting.
I think so. I'm gonna go look tonight, and
Yeah.
I can update it to you.
Yeah. Well, but they brought the fish in the plastic bag,
think
you know,
so.
and then they 20 minutes later that fish was
on
all
the
there
table.
on the table, and the eyes were there, you know, and that's a delicacy, you know. I didn't partake. But the other thing that I noticed when I was over there, and now that we're talking about Asian food, Chinese food,
My background
is that we would sit there for these 3-hour dinners. We started out with a little cup of tea, like a little teeny tiny cup, expensive cup of tea, and something special, and you drink that, and then they brought fruit, and we ate fruit, and then they brought the vegetables
And
and
which
the
countries
meats.
they said you were in
Well,
Singapore?
I was in Hong Kong, and I was
Hong Kong,
in
yes.
Macau,
Right.
and I was in Singapore, Shanghai, and Beijing.
Food paradise.
So
Hong
all
Kong.
of these places, yes, and in Hong Kong they had some great French restaurant, Italian, every different cuisine they had there too. I understand that Japan has a lot of that too, where all their restaurants are wonderful.
Yes.
But we sat there, we had all these different things, and then they would bring the different, they would have, like, one of them had the pot in the middle, you know, with the water, the boiling water, and then they would, you know, everything on skewers, but everything was fresh.
Correct.
And then at the end of the meal, we had more fruit. And I didn't gain an ounce when I was there. And I was there for a little while.
Because it's healthy.
It was
right?
healthy, yeah.
Yes, especially the Japanese food, or I think mostly Asian cuisines are quite healthy.
Yeah.
But the Chinese food on a certain area can be very greasy. I think they do a lot of deep fry when it comes to the southern part of China.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. See, I didn't have experienced that.
Yes.
What about, well, I did have,
I love Thai Vietnamese
I
food,
did have
yeah.
fried pork fat, though.
Oh.
I have to admit that was a real surprising dish. That was in Shanghai, and one of the dishes was on a big round plate, and they had about this big square, and it was about this thick, and they had this sauce over it. And I ate everything. I figured I'm in China. Wherever I am. I'm going to eat whatever they put in front of me, and if I don't like it after the first bite, I can stop.
That's right.
Right? So they cut this in little squares, and they gave us each a piece, and I ate it. I went, oh my God, this is so good. And I had another one. Oh my God. And I said, well, what is this anyway? Fried pork fat. I said, oh, no wonder. It's the fat that we like the taste of.
Right,
you know?
right. I think they call it
usually
chicharron,
we all
right?
cut it off. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they call it chicharron.
I don't remember.
In Filipino cuisine, they call.
Oh, they use that too.
But I think a lot of Asian countries use the pork fats in their cooking.
I just heard.
They're
I
gluten.
heard that white rice though, is gluten free. Is that true?
It's true. That's
Yeah.
what I heard too.
So I have friends that are, you know, they'll get something else. The pasta is, you know, they have to get the pasta
The
that's
rice.
gluten free, and or it's made with vegetables, or it's made with it's made with something else. But somebody told me, they said white rice that the Asians eat.
Speaking of food,
is,
we can really continue
is
on because I
gluten
love
free.
it.
Yeah, then
Right.
we could go eat lunch.
But have you ever tried black rice though?
No.
Black rice is my favorite, and it's so
Yeah.
healthy. I think you can get it in Chinatown too.
Uh-huh.
It's like it's real black, but
Well, it's grown.
It's
and
rice. Yeah, I don't know
black,
how
yeah.
do they. It's like a special crops, but
Yeah.
I love how delicious and healthy it is.
Can we get that at this restaurant tonight that you're working at?
I am not sure if they have it.
You have to
but
find out.
I'm going to find out for you, but I think you can get it in Chinatown. But I think the restaurant I'm performing tonight has all the wonderful dishes
Mm-hmm.
that you can think of in terms of high-end Chinese cuisine delicacy.
Now, are you going to be performing there on a regular basis?
That's what they told me about. So
Great.
probably maybe twice a month or
Good.
something. But hopefully I can be there every month. which
Okay.
is gonna be-
Well, I know we're winding down, and so everybody listening out there
Yes.
watching, I want you to check out Rita Lim. Go to her website,
Yes, you
which
can go on my
is
website, which is www.ritalim.com, and if you go on my calendar, it's gonna have everything of where I'm performing.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, every Tuesday, what I have regularly is every Tuesday, I'm at Osaka Japanese Bistro in Henderson, which is owned by G Nakanishi, who has been in Vegas
For a long time.
for a very, very long
Yeah.
time, through generation. I think Osaka is one of the very first Japanese restaurant in town. I heard Elvis Presley had dined in the Sahara location, but I sang in Henderson location, in Great Valley. And every Wednesday, well, it's coming up every Wednesday, hopefully, at the Lucky Dragon, which I'm going to be.
great.
And every Thursday, I'm at the Italian American Club, where everybody in Vegas goes to. And every Friday I'm at the historical place downtown, the El Cortez Lounge.
Oh,
And
wow.
most of my shows starting at 7 to 10, so it's an early shift if you want to come.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started recently at the Delano Hotel. And
Yes.
Saturdays.
So you're getting all your nights filled.
Yes.
What are you going to do about dating?
I know, right?
How do you have a life, right? Well, this is your life.
It is my life.
Yes.
I breathe music, and as you and I are aware, as a performer, we have such loyal fans and supporters. So I think I'm so grateful and enjoying the love from my fans and from my supporters and making music. I think that's very fulfilling.
It is fulfilling.
Very
yeah.
fulfilling
Yeah.
at this time.
And in our lives,
We're
it's nice
both
to have
independent
people
women.
around us that support that
That's
and
right.
and are good with that, you know,
Yes.
and believe in us too. So that's a great
Well,
thing.
have people like you to look up to. I love strong, independent women.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
but we like other, you
Of
know,
course,
we
to
like
take
to
care
be,
of
you know,
us,
a man to
too.
take care of us. No, strong, independent women, you know. But you know, I don't know how we're mixing up our
I know.
discussions here, but that's okay. We're going to have to do this again. We'll come back and we'll just talk
Yes.
about men the whole time.
Yes,
you know.
that'd be
We'll have a
fun.
bunch of women.
I love girl
and
talk
we'll
with
talk
you.
about relationships. You know, if we can get through it. You know.
Well, if you can see that we get along so well, because
Yeah.
when we did a rehearsal last time, and I was supposed to be at your house for only 2 hours.
I know.
But we ended up spending the whole afternoon, evening,
know.
having girl talk. So I was just like, yay, I become a huge Sandy fans.
Well, I'm a huge fan of yours,
Thank you.
and I'm so glad. Thank you for coming on the show.
It's
I
a mutual
appreciate it too.
admiration, and I admired you.
Thank you. And be sure and check out Rita Lim. Check her out on her website, and you have a social media also
Yes, I'm
following.
on Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram, and all of those. Which
All
is
the above.
Rita Lim.
Yes.
Because I think it's the only one right now. If you Google, my name should come up.
And any night of the week, it sounds like almost you can
Fun days.
come and find
you can find
someplace where
me.
she's performing. So
and support live music, be it me or any of my friends.
yes, yes,
Because we need you.
yes, we need all of you to come
we
and support
do.
us.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you so much
Thank
again,
you.
Rita.
Thank you so much.
And thank you everybody out there for listening and tuning in. And we will see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.